Mr. Supreme, your 30-second closing statement, please.
My name is Vermin, my name is Vermin, Vermin Supreme. My name is Vermin, my name is Vermin, my name is Vermin, Vermin, Vermin Supreme. And you can vote, and you can vote, and you can vote for me for president if you want to. And my name is Vermin. And, okay, thanks very much for coming out today. Oh, one more thing. Jesus told me to make Randall Terry gay with magic sprinkled up.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Supreme. Thank you. All right.
He's turning gay.
All right. Okay.
What the hell did you expect?
What the hell do you expect?
4 combos, extra bacon on the side, 2 chili cheese samplers, a basket of liver and onion rings, a catch of the day, and a steak cut in the shape of a trout. You got all that, honey?
3 liquors wearing pants, plate of hot air, basket of grandma's breakfast, and change the bull to a gill. Got it.
Wow. That's mighty impressive.
What the fuck happened to you, man? Your ass used to be beautiful.
Don't you judge me. You're the selfish one. You're the one who charged his own brother for a Bluth frozen banana. I mean, it's 1 banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
Hey, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was too busy blocking out the haters.
And I'll tell you why I can't put up with you people, because you're bastard people. That's what you are. You're just bastard people, and I'm going home and I'm gonna bite my pillow is what I'm gonna do.
Well, hello and welcome to another episode of What the Hell Did You Expect? I'm definitely going to go home and bite my pillow after this episode because this is episode number 32 in a collector's series. I'm your host, Kevin Ryan, and this week I am weighing in at 197 pounds. Unfortunately, I went to Applebee's and ate a quesadilla burger for dinner last night, but more on that later after Colin Suplee weighs in. Oh my god, are you okay?
All right, don't worry about it. Can I go pick up my phone? Because I kind of just threw it at the wall.
No, I'm concerned about your piece of precious Steve Jobs technology now.
No,
but,
it's fine.
okay.
Speaking of biting pillows, isn't that a euphemism for something?
I mean, it's a euphemism for a few different things. It's a euphemism for, like, raging and screaming, but you do it into a pillow so no one can hear you.
See, when you say biting a pillow, all I can imagine is you're face down on a bed biting a pillow as someone is pounding your ass.
That too. And,
I prefer that definition.
And also you can, like, bite a pillow when you're crying. I do that a lot when I'm crying, so that, no one else has to hear the crying.
How very Catholic of you.
Yeah.
Am I coming in okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, no,
right?
you're just fine.
I'm not throttling the mic as I usually do sometimes, maybe.
We're I think we're good on levels right now.
Hooray.
Yeah. And again, this week you're the one fucking talking about equipment and levels.
I can just.
Jesus.
This is our foreplay before we get into the meat of the show, as we talk about our equipment, all our tools, and our programs.
Oh, and the hardware.
That's good. That's good, actually.
No, maybe, I think in my case it's actually software right now, but. Sorry.
Oh my god! I quit again.
How many times have you quit this show now? Like 5?
On air, like 5 or something, like 2. I don't know, somewhere around there. But good evening, everyone. My name is Colin Suplee. I have a throbbing, raging, horridly erect headache right now. And it's actually causing me quite a bit of distress in my cranium.
Do you want to try turning the other light off?
Sure.
Just try it. See how you are. Isn't that much better?
That is better.
Yeah.
Okay, we're recording in the dark today.
Let's do a show sans light today.
Or Batman.
You know what? We might even have to do late night early because of this, because it does feel... It feels particularly more like college radio studio-y to have all the lights off. I mean, they're not
feels
all
more,
off.
More chill. More.
We have like these weird Christmas lights hanging up around all over the place.
Yeah, I am so in love with all of our fairy lights.
I have to ask you, because I've noticed this as a trend, not only in dorm rooms, but in like rooms and houses of people similarly aged to us. I know that like Christmas lights is a decorating trend.
Yeah.
What?
I like it because, specifically because the overhead lights in our dorms are ass, and they give me headaches, and they're awful. And low lighting is a wonderful, wonderful thing that I enjoy, and it makes my dorm room, which is otherwise a sterile, stagnant environment, blossom into a fetid, stinky kind of human space that I inhabit.
So, I mean, I guess it's the small, soft glow of the Christmas lights, because I know Adassa has some Christmas lights in her room, too, and I like my lamp, the shitty, like, $2 lamp that I bought from a guy who bought from another guy.
That's how you get lamps.
Started burning
really.
itself last week.
Wow.
It
caught itself on fire.
Well, what happened, it's got this awkward, like, lamp shade. It's not like a normal lamp shade, but it's sort of built onto... It's a standing lamp, so it stands up, and then coming off the bottom of it, it has this, like, upside-down dome thing made of plastic, and then there's the bulb in the middle of the dome at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the like part of the dome that is attached to the lamp base itself has come like undone or unglued or whatever. There's no like screws or anything. It's just plastic that's somehow attached together, and it's come undone. So the dome sort of tips over. So that
it's touching the light bulb, and the light bulb was catching its own fire.
The plastic is basically melting, and I walked into my room like a week ago after that light had been on for about 10 minutes and was like, where's that weird like plasticky smell coming from?
Yeah.
Like warm plastic, and I looked all over my room before I took off the scarf that was on top of my lamp, acting as sort of an extra lampshade, and noticed, oh yeah, it's burning. My lamp is burning. My lamp is literally melting.
Hooray.
So I had to get rid of that and put like a new one in my room that's way too bright. So
you didn't try duct taping it?
No, that would have been smart, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, I'm also thinking like in my head, like, okay, but if you put tape all over something, it makes it kind of hideous and tacky. But at the same time, you have a functional lamp again.
I mean, I also would have a scarf over it hiding the fact that it's duct taped down.
Oh.
I actually might try that.
Yeah, just dude, tape up your shit and make better shit out of old shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to do more like improvement-y type stuff like that. I know I've probably talked about this before, but my like Aeolian harp project is coming along, and I'm really excited about that. I've got a drill and some bits coming. Anna's dad is lending me very generously his drill and his bits.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love it when my alien harp gets drilled by Anna's dad. It's going to be a super great experience.
Yeah. No, it'll be great.
Yeah. Faso will love that.
He would. It's a little bit bittersweet. I just wrote my last Faso paper today.
Aww.
Like not wrote, but like edited, final edits. Like it's not due until Thursday, but I don't want to look at the goddamn thing anymore. So I just fucking got it out of the way in the 2 hours I had before the show.
Good plan. Yeah. That's excellent.
But it made me think, oh, this is my last English class.
Yeah. That must be a nice experience, because I'm not going to miss any of the teachers that I have right now. I mean, that's I'm being harsh. It's not entirely true.
Yeah,
it's just that my seething disdain for my chemistry teacher it completely eclipses the slight love I have for my other two professors that I have right now.
Who's your chemistry teacher?
An adjunct. She's new. She's not bad. She's just very, very, very new at professoring.
Yeah.
Which bothers me, because I just want quick, efficient learning so I can get out of here quickly.
Right. But, I mean, everyone has to learn sometime,
Exactly.
I guess.
So, like, I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming me. I just hate everything right now. It's not your fault. And it really isn't.
Yeah. No, and especially with shit like science, where, like, I feel like it's something like science or math. You have to be a very good professor or teacher in a very specific way.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
with English or history or shit like that, you can probably be okay and half-ass it and get by just fine.
Yeah.
But with math and science, like, holy shit, that's specific. This is how it works. Stuff.
How do you make that interesting?
Yeah,
which it is inherently.
You can make
but
it interesting.
Yeah, she sounds so bored. Is the other thing. She's like, this is clearly not her field of expertise, which she's said a couple times.
Oh,
like,
yeah. That's unfortunate when you have a professor teaching something that clearly they're not jazzed about teaching.
Yeah, it's just like unfortunate. But I don't know. Science especially has always been a little difficult in that regard for me because not only I just don't like memorizing things. Like I don't like just crunching information into my brain.
Yeah.
I also happen to live in a culture where that's not really necessary anymore because in order to know something, I can Google it.
Right.
And then forget the information. And then if I ever want it again, I can just Google it again, which is half a second. So I am literally living in a world that encourages me to not care too much about memorizing lots of things.
Right.
The stuff I know I've learned from experiences and just drilling stuff naturally. Like art history terms. Learned all that by using them a ton, not by memorizing them quickly.
Chiaroscuro.
Oh, sfumato. That's one of my favorites. That's the Leonardo thing where it's all like smudgy and kind of like gassy, cloudy textures. But it's like
I love that about half of the words for like technical art shit like that sound how you think the word would sound if someone described what it was to you. Like if you pointed out what sfumato actually was, like if you had a canvas, like a painting that had sfumato in it, and you said, "Hey, look at that shit. You see how it's doing this particular thing?"
Yeah.
And then you told me, and there's also this word sfumato. I'd be like, that's like perfect for describing.
Yeah.
It sounds like what it is.
Yeah.
I love words like that.
Yeah, that's great. There's a word for that. Words. No, I'm serious.
There's a word for words that sound like what they are.
Yes, because my third grade teacher was really into that stuff. And we had a lot of them, but I don't remember what they're called. It's like this really cool, like, it's not like the two words that popped into my head are onomatopoeias and syllogisms, and neither of those things are the correct word.
No. But that would be cool though to find out what that word was. Whatever.
Someday, yeah. There's also a word for words that can be read the same, that are read the same back and forth, like the word level.
Race car is another one.
Seriously?
Yeah, race car. You can write race car backwards or forwards, and it's the same way.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
See, I love that. It's like, what's another one? Teat.
Yes. You know what? I remember, I don't know why I'm suddenly having this memory, but in like 3rd or 4th grade, we did a small unit on those words like that are the same backwards as they are forwards.
Yeah.
And I was like sick 1 or 2 of those days. And when I came back, my teacher gave me just like the worksheets and didn't really explain them and was like, just here you go, fucking do it and get it back to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And one of the assignments was think of one yourself. Come up with a word that you can spell backwards and forwards the same way, yourself. Like, think of one. As a 3rd grader or 4th grader maybe, but I'm pretty sure as a 3rd grader, and I was like, the fuck? I'm in 3rd grade. I don't have a huge vocabulary.
You mean you couldn't just Google it?
I probably could have, but
was Google a thing when we were in 3rd and 4th grade?
Let's see, how old would we have been?
That was 2003
grade?
Or 2004.
I would have been,
or 2005.
I would have been like 8 in 3rd grade, which would mean it was 2001.
Really?
Yeah,
because I remember being in like No, I wasn't. My time frame is hella whacked.
Yeah, I mean, Ask Jeeves might have been a thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
But no, I probably could have like internet searched it or something if our computers weren't like bricks.
Yeah, I had a brick.
Yeah.
I remember the first time, like, it was evening in the summer, and my dad came home from work late, and he was like, Colin, the world's about to change. And he put a box on this big janky-ass table we had near the mudroom in the back of my house. And out of the box comes this huge, shitty computer, like the size of, like, a couple speakers. Like these ones right here in our studio. And it's like this crappy Windows 95 like build with like gray and with the funny things. And he booted it up, and it took 10 minutes to turn it on. And I was just like, okay, cool. But what does it do? And then he loads Space Invaders, and I'm like, I understand now. I know. And this was before I could read.
Yeah.
So I had this really fun experience where I had to had my parents show me how to get to all the applications, and like there were times when I would like open Word documents and I'd like pretend to type because I wanted to tell stories, but I had no fucking clue how to read or write, so I didn't like type anything. And then I would like print them out on a shitty printer and give them to my mom and be like, Mom, read me the story that I wrote. And she'd be like, well, there was a train and a cat, and she'd just tie together all the things that I liked, and I was like, yeah
good enough.
Yeah.
I remember, I don't think we had a Windows 95 machine, but the first computer my family had was a Windows 98, I'm pretty sure. And I remember playing the shit out of like some putt-putt and like all of those.
I know we've talked about humongous entertainment on the show before, but like those games, like
especially
my childhood.
Yeah,
oh my
especially putt-putt. Oh my god, I was like a putt-putt fanatic.
I like the one where he goes to the zoo.
Yeah, that was a really good one, and you had to like help the giraffe get back to her mom was one of the things. And
I remember there's being something about a seal. And
yeah.
Like, God, it's been so long.
There was another putt-putt. There were a few other putt-putts. There was one where he went to the moon that I really liked.
Okay, when I was young, I had a huge, I still do, but I had a huge thing for shiny rocks. And I would I would get books about gemstones from the library and just flip through and look at the pictures because I was like so enamored by like cut
They're goddamn minerals.
God damn it, Murray, they're minerals. Yeah, but go watch Breaking Bad, everybody. But yeah, I would just look at the pretty rocks. And there was this part in the game where you have to complete challenges and collect shiny green space minerals.
Yeah, I remember that.
I just do that over again because even though it was like a video game, I just actually got a very visceral sense of achievement from collecting what amounted to the like the artwork assets in the game for these little gems that glowed. Yeah. And I was just so enamored with how pretty they looked, so I just kept collecting them in the game. And I was like, I love this because I just get to get gemstones in fake reality. That was good.
Just like hoarding all your gems.
In Skyrim? Or just normally?
No, I mean, just like, in putt-putt, hoarding all your gems in some, like, mountain dwarven fortress, and then, like, breathing fire at whoever comes and tries to take them away from you.
Didn't he have a dog? I think Putt-Putt had a dog.
Yeah, Putt-Putt definitely had a dog. Yes, I remember, because I think in the Putt-Putt racing version, like, there was a racing story where you had to, like, go all around this town and do shit. Oh, and in that, I remember there was a payphone, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can call my home phone. So I typed in like my home phone number, and I got a busy signal, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll try back again later.
Okay, see, nowadays you probably actually could like write a program that could do that.
Yeah,
and, like
probably.
through Skype or something. That'd be really interesting.
Yeah.
But okay, so Putt-Putt's a car.
Yeah.
And he has a dog.
Yeah.
And the dog hangs out in his trunk. Is the dog in his ass?
I guess.
Like, is that a thing? Do car? I always had this question about that Pixar movie Cars too. Is like, do cars shit? Like do they have?
Well,
do they think of, if you're a car? Do you think of your body in the same anatomical kind of way that human beings think of our bodies?
I mean, I know that at least at one point in the movie Cars, like they're all a bunch of cars are at a gas station, and it basically functions like a bar. And they're like, oh yeah, get some gas or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I fucking hate the shit out of that movie.
I do too. I think cars with eyes on them are terrifying.
My brother loves that movie, and I cannot stand it. Like, that's part of the reason I hate it. Not because I hate my brother or anything. Don't get me wrong, but because he has watched that movie so many goddamn times that I'm just with it. But oh, you know what? Your shiny rock thing also made me remember. My dad apparently, he and his brother, they had a cousin who was an idiot. But
I think you've actually mentioned the idiot cousin on the show before.
But he really liked shiny rocks. So my dad and his brother one time, like over the summer while they were all at their summer cabin.
These were kids, right?
Yeah, this was like when they were like in elementary school.
So the 60s.
Yeah, like the late 60s. So they took some rocks, just normal rocks, and they spray painted them with gold spray paint. And then, like, hid them around, stashed them in places, and made the idiot kid think that it was, like, some pirates had buried gold treasure, and he was so excited, you know, finding them and everything. In a way, it was kind of like a sweet little entertainment thing, and in a way, it was also a really cruel sort of, let's fuck with our idiot cousin and make him think that these rocks are gold.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. When I was younger, and I have a kid brother who's not really a kid anymore. Thank you, Kevin. But when my brother was like 5 and I was like 10 or 11 or something, I remember partitioning up my yard into chunks and then pretending we were real estate dealers, and I sold chunks of our yard back to my brother to him for chores. So he'd like try and go into like the plum garden. I'd be like, no, you can't go in there. I own the real estate here. This is my property. No trespassing. It's like, in order to be able to get access, you have to like do the dishes for me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's such ingenuity, such like young entrepreneurship.
I was a jackass when I was a kid.
Well, that's very American. Like, I don't even fucking own this, but I'll just like pretend that I do and make you do something to get what's actually free.
I had a friend when I was younger who encouraged me to be a bit of a sadist towards other people. So there were some trends of that in my personality.
I think everyone has had that one friend when they were a kid, like maybe not even when they were a kid, but like a teenager.
Yeah.
Who was just sort of like a bad influence on them. Like
that kid who always like wanted to like, I think it was actually me sometimes. It was like, oh, look, a mouse, let's drown it. I'm like, fuck you. What the hell?
No, I definitely remember there was one particular kid in grade school, Bucky Lauterbach, and I have no...
Did he have a robotic arm?
No. Why?
Okay, because never mind. Go on.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't remember particularly what was so bad about him, but that kid was just an asshole generally.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. I just remember him being really mean.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where that story's going.
Yeah, there were a lot of assholes in elementary school. Moral of the story, some kids are dicks.
Yeah, a lot of kids are dicks. I feel like that's a pretty common trend, especially with elementary school kids.
I feel like I picked a lot of good friends when I was younger because I have a lot of memories of them being like, Colin, maybe you shouldn't do that. You're being a bit of an asshole.
Maybe you were the dick.
I think I was in a lot of circumstances. I definitely had some power complex issues when I was younger.
I mean, I was probably a dick in high school. I was definitely a dick in high school. That's probably why I'm not friends with like any of my high school friends anymore, because I want to forget about that, but I also think they want to forget about that too.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like the high school people I've reached out to, I've had positive experiences with. That said, I haven't reached out to a lot of them due to various ideological inconsistencies in our experiences together when we were in high school.
Yeah.
Go figure. Didn't get along with a lot of people. I was kind of that nerd who was really loud and talked a lot.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that.
Uh-huh. Your sarcasm is like butter. I can cut it with a knife.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It was good. Although your story earlier reminds me, like, God, memory lane. But like, you say, like, you hide like shit around the yard, being like, oh, it's like magic. But like, when I was a kid, we had a huge like rickety alley behind our property.
Was that what it was called? Is it like Diagon Alley?
Well, no, but it was like
people would like teleport there to buy just like rickets and stuff. Is that
maybe
where you get the rickets?
Kind of, but it was like rocky and down a hill and surrounded by grass and plum trees, and it was like West Seattle kind of plants growing out of the concrete kind of thing. And when I go back there, I actually would find like these like glass, oil, shiny rock things that looked like gemstones. I don't remember what they were called.
They're probably crack pipes.
No. I heard someone call them dragon eyes when I was younger or something, so that might just be us being kids or whatever, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
Blue eyes white dragon?
Blue eyes white dragon. Dude, there is a red eyes black dragon, so I guess my joke was moot, but anyway. Way to go, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. Way to fuck everything up. I was never into that whole, like, I think one of my friends at one point just took pity on me because he gave me like 100 or so Pokemon cards for like nothing. I didn't offer him shit. He just gave me a shit ton of Pokemon cards, and like I never used them. I never did.
Oh, you don't use them for things, Kevin. You ogle them.
I didn't even do that. I had them in the drawer for a while, and then I don't remember what happened to them.
You mean you didn't have an intrinsic fascination with visual mediums since you were like 4? Oh, I guess that's just me then.
I mean, I feel like that's you and a fair amount of other people, just not particularly me. I never got the appeal of Pokemon.
The punchline is that I'm an artist.
Uh-huh.
I draw. Is this the show where we make bird noises at each other? Has the reckoning finally come? Have we cracked? Do I get my wish? Stop beating the microphone against your forehead. You're going to leave a mark, a microphone-shaped mark on your forehead.
I mean, that wouldn't be so bad, although people would start to wonder what's going on when the two of us come to this dark, secluded studio to record, and then I leave with a microphone mark on my forehead. People might start asking the wrong questions.
Or the right ones.
I watched a really fucking weird thing today. Did Aaron tell you about the Scientology documentary that just came out?
No. I don't follow Scientology, and I haven't talked to Aaron about Scientology in a while, so no.
Like, when we were at Applebee's last night, and I was eating my quesadilla burger and drinking my 2 beers.
It's disgusting.
Dude, I wanted 2 of them.
No, not the beers, the quesadilla burger.
No, that's what I'm talking about too.
You wanted another quesadilla burger?
I wanted another.
Oh.
I stopped myself because I would have died. But
yeah, you would have. Each one of those is a day's worth of food.
Yeah, almost. I mean, with the beers, it probably is. It helped that before that I barely had anything to eat the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And, I haven't had much today, but I definitely am feeling the weight. I have this is unrelated, but I have a stretch mark on the front right now.
Yeah, you do.
It's
Kevin is flashing his beer belly at me right now to show me his stretch marks.
I have stretch marks on my hips, on my sides here. I've had them for years. I'm used to that.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten a front stretch mark before, and that's kind of concerning. I think I need to lose some goddamn weight.
Yeah. Fair enough.
What was I even saying? Oh, Scientology, yeah.
Yeah. The science of tautologies. Go on.
So we were talking for some reason about Scientology last night, and there's this documentary that just came out. What are you doing?
Sorry, I was putting my hand on the speaker and hearing the reverb of your voice. It was cool.
Feeling the reverb of my voice, maybe? But okay, whatever. But yeah, so there's a new documentary that just came out about Scientology. Excuse me. Wow, damn. I think it's called Going Clear.
We are professionals. This is a very professional podcast.
Oh my God!
This is a podcast.
Yeah, I'm amazed that this is even a podcast.
This isn't a podcast.
This is all in your imagination, just like when we had Adassa on. Or no,
I smell that burp over here.
I'm sorry. It probably mostly just smells like beer because
and I'm sick, so my nose is clogged.
I've been happy to have beer because Passover is over. I keep getting sidetracked.
Talk about science.
So Scientology, there's a new documentary that just came out called Going Clear, and it's like a 2-hour investigation into the history and practices of Scientology. And holy shit, if that isn't a cult, oh my god,
this is not new information.
What is new information, at least to me, is the fact that if someone, criticizes Scientology or starts to question shit and they're still a Scientologist, they will literally send them to a re-education camp. They will literally put them in a re-indoctrination camp, in pretty filthy, disgusting conditions, and take their kids from them and put them into similar re-education camps as well.
That sounds very illegal.
Yeah, it probably is. The other thing that I learned Scientologists do, they, unlike a lot of other religions and or cults, you don't even get to learn about the story of creation or you don't get to learn about the theology behind it until you're 8 or 9 years and about $500,000 in, because
Jesus
it's a payment
Christ.
system.
Yeah, I know.
You have to fucking pay for each level. Yeah. It's like one of those shitty cell phone games where to do anything cool you have to pay $2 and then $4 and then $8 and then it's
there must.
They also come after.
It's how are these people successful? I don't understand. I do,
it's
but
a
I
pyramid
don't.
scheme. I mean, part of what happened, their numbers are dwindling.
That's good.
But since they have enough money and they are technically a religion, they invest all of their money in property that keeps accruing interest on itself. So they are making more and more and more money, even though their following is dwindling, because they had enough capital to invest in enough. The other fucked up thing is that a lot of the people who were being interviewed for this documentary were very high up members of the Church of Scientology, and they are pretty much constantly under surveillance from the Church of Scientology. They have people come out and harass them at their house.
So the top brass is spying on the top brass?
Well, I mean, the new top brass is spying on the old top brass that defected and isn't the top brass anymore.
Oh, so the people who left.
Yeah, the people who left and aren't Scientologists anymore are the ones being interviewed and spilling all the beans about shit that goes down in Scientology. And the new Scientologist leader people are going after them with a fucking vengeance.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
I hope everybody sees this documentary and realizes what crazy people Scientologists are and why you shouldn't follow their schemes.
Yeah, it's seriously one of the most fucked things I've heard of.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I mean, fair, but to know that this is a thing that still is operating in America, that has tons of people under its influence, it's scary to me that such an insidious, evil cult is still in existence and still operating, and nothing is being done about it. That's just weird.
Nah, they won't last much longer. Unless they do. Unless they take over the world.
Dude, they've lasted since the 50s.
Yeah.
They've been around for 65 years. About.
Because somehow, I don't know, they'll blow up. Come on. No one takes them seriously.
Well, yeah.
Unless they start running for senatorial and presidential stuff, or even just government things.
Maybe.
Come on.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
even if they have tons and tons of money, their numbers are dwindling.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, I guess that allows them to use lots and lots of publicity campaigns. But really, when you see a Scientology advertisement, don't you feel creeped out more than inspired?
Yeah, usually I do. I know I've seen plenty of Scientology ads where before I know it's a Scientology ad, I'm like, oh, that's a cool ad. That's awesome. And then it says Scientology, and I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah, they have good marketing people, I guess.
They have really good marketing people. Hey, I want to do something in the interest of, it's not a Thursday, but I feel like we can throw back anyway. It's show 32, and we've never done a repeat of big words from anywhere in the past. So I figured for today's big words, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the very first big word segment we did.
What episode was that in?
Episode 11.
Fuck, really?
Yeah. So without further ado, I'm gonna queue up our big words from episode 11 and see if you remember any of these definitions.
Using big words hurts you.
So, the first word...
The answer is no, by the way.
...is qua-qua-versal.
I remember that.
Do you remember
and I have
definition?
no idea what it means. Something about ducks and universal.
No. It means dipping in all directions. It's a dome, basically.
God, that's weird. Like, who the hell says that?
The next word
Scientists.
Is fastigate.
I remember that one, too.
Fastigate. It's an adjective.
Like Watergate, but faster?
It's pointed at the top, like a roof.
Right. We talked about castles last time.
The next word is ergrund. Do you remember ergrund?
No.
We made like jokes about how it sounds like Hodor's weird brother.
Game of Thrones comes out tonight.
Hodor.
What does it actually mean? What does ergrund mean?
Ergrund means the basis, the primary principle, the cause or factor. The next word is lumbricine.
Okay, so you know scene, like scenesters?
Yeah.
They're like scenesters, but the scenesters that dress like lumberjacks.
Oh, it's close. Lumbricine means like, pertaining to or like an earthworm.
Those two things are totally related. I could completely see how you jumped in logic from one to the other.
Man.
Yeah.
Our final word in our throwback big word section is octroy.
8 something. It's got to be 8 something.
It's a noun. It means trading privilege, like a
damn it,
like a monopoly, basically.
Big words hurt me.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
I'm not in the least surprised that you didn't remember any of these. I barely remembered any of these.
Dude, come on! Like, I don't memorize things. We talked about this earlier on the show.
We did. Also, I feel like it's that time of night for.
Wait, the fuck are you doing, you cocksucker?
I'm singing Careless Whisper with George Michael. Wait, say something again?
Well, oil be fucked.
Oh, okay. For a second, your mic was being weird and not picking you up.
So Game of Thrones comes out tonight.
Yeah, Game of Thrones comes out tonight. I heard that. I mean, you told me actually that the first 4 episodes are leaked.
They are.
So,
I haven't seen them because they're probably shit quality somewhere, like cam rips or something. But
yeah, I'm excited to see the first episode at least tomorrow with you. Talking to your mic again? I can't hear you for some reason. Yeah, try like. Did you do something with your mic? Did you touch something? Try it again. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
just be careful with it, I guess.
Was my voice not coming through?
No, it wasn't coming through at all.
That's really strange.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't
Weird.
know what the deal is with that.
There.
Can
you hear me again now?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great.
I wouldn't fuck with it anymore.
Oh, I fuck with everything I touch.
Oh God.
So
not touching that with a 20 foot
What do you think is going to happen in Game of Thrones?
People are going to die probably.
I hope so. That's half the reason I watch the show.
Yeah,
It's because people I love die.
Speaking of people you love dying, I know I talked about this last week, or maybe the week before that, or both. Watch Vikings.
Okay.
Really
No,
should.
dude, I don't have time to watch TV.
Okay.
I know I have been watching a little bit of TV, but I've been prioritizing my time a little better than I usually do lately. And I've been getting more writing and drawing done as opposed to watching things on the YouTube internets. Partially because I've been trying to push more of my consuming of media onto podcasts and radio plays than I have onto like watching things.
What podcast are you listening to these days?
Right now I'm listening to the Thrilling Adventure Hour, which is the best fucking thing since sliced bread, and please listen to it. It's amazing. It is modern day radio plays in the style of 50s pulp radio shows. There's this thing called Beyond Belief, which is about two like exorcists named Frank and Sadie Doyle, and they get drunk and they hang out and exercise things, and it's all hilarious. There's this one there's one about a sheriff on Mars. What the fuck is his name? Something. It's funny. Like it's the kind of humor I think you would really like. If not you, then definitely Natalie and Eric.
Yeah.
But it's like this kind of whimsical, fast, like humor-based talking kind of thing, and it's like each episode's about 23 minutes, and they have different segments. Like
it's not like Prairie Home Companion or anything. Is
I have no idea what that is.
Okay,
it's like
please
Welcome
don't
to,
ever listen to Prairie Home Companion.
It's like Welcome to
It's
Night
painful.
Vale.
Okay.
But it's not Welcome to Night Vale, because Night Vale is just the same thing. It's like talk show host, whereas this is literally like there's no pretense of it being a talk show. It's just like it's a radio play about characters who do stuff.
Right.
And like there's this one there's like this World War II ace American guy. It's like I can't believe I don't remember any of their names. I just listened to these today while I was drawing, but they're so funny. Like this classy, silly witticism, and just it's great. Try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just been sticking mostly with TBTL, but also I listened to This American Life a lot, which is a really interesting podcast. And there's also a podcast called Radio Lab.
I've heard about that.
It's very good. They do a lot of really interesting sciencey topics. They do science stories for the most part. They did a really good one a few weeks ago that I was talking with Lydia about. It's about who's that blues singer at the Crossroads, the famous like blues singer at the Crossroads thing. I totally forget the name.
I
of
don't
him.
know idea what you're
Robert
talking about.
Johnson.
Okay.
But they did a show all about the origin of that myth. And like they did a show all about Wagner's Ring Cycle that I'm about to listen to. Yeah, it's a really great podcast, and I would also highly recommend that.
Cool.
Did you do D&D this week?
Yeah, I did. You want me to tell you about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, our party of characters in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
They were in a village, an elf village.
The same one that they had been in previously?
No, they escaped from that elf village, ended up in a cave full of raver skeletons, kidnapped a pirate ship, and then went downriver.
Okay.
They parked their pirate ship in this elf village, which was a very normal elf village. And the refugees that they had been traveling around with from the cultist thing that they had busted earlier were being trained as dance troupe members in order to gain money. So the party...
Did they put on a dance show?
Yeah, they put on a dance show for the elf people. Because Urag, Lydia's orc character, is carrying around the patron deity of these previous cultists, now refugees, called the Drowned Goddess. And she's carrying her. Lydia is carrying around the drowned goddess in a jar, like a literal god in a bottle kind of thing, trying to take her to a new lake because her last lake was polluted by pollution and drugs. Because there's a lot of drugs. And
just like used needles everywhere.
Well, no, it's because like in the creepy X-Files druggy town where the party started this semester that they had to escape from. The villains were piping, like had all this like piping in the ground for like
Did they pipe
magic
drugs into the water?
Yeah, in order to control the populace using
fuck.
magic.
It's like some Batman shit.
Yeah, it was great. I had a lot of fun with that.
That's cool.
But this new bit is like, okay, and the mayor of the town, whose name was like Von Antagonism or something like that, very silly name. He's like, oh hey, there's a mystical lake deep in the forest, and there has high levels of spiritual astral energy that your goddess might like. So the goddess is like, cool, take me there. And Urag and the party, because it really is Urag and her faithful companions at this point, because Urag is the moral center and is kind of leading things around.
There's always, I mean, in all parties, there's usually someone who ends up doing that.
Yeah.
Like in our campaign, junior year, I think I was kind of that person.
Yeah. I mean, I don't enjoy the leading bit. I enjoy the shenanigans bit, so we know where I felt on that. But,
yeah.
So basically, they go into this mystical forest that has giant trees that are all covered in gold leaves and gold flowers and things. Mm-hmm. And as they're heading to this lake, they find little tears in reality, leading into strange, otherworldly multi-dimensions. Like the dimension of candy canes, and the dimension of libraries, and the dimension of fire and blood. And as they're walking through, they end up at a lake. And a spirit of the dimension of lava penises attacks them. This is a throwback to a previous one-off joke that we had where as the characters were flipping through an interdimensional telephone or like a communicator with a screen component, they're just flipping to different dimensions. They accidentally looked into the dimension of floating lava penises, which was funny at the time, and I threw it away, but then I decided to bring it back as this interesting new development. This creature had been woken up accidentally by the previous antagonist and brought to this dimension, and was trying to cause havoc. And in order to get stronger, this was basically a fairy, like a fairy of this dimension. It was tearing little holes and pulling fairies of other dimensions into this dimension. But there's this complicated mechanic where the fairies can mate with each other to create a new fairy that combines both attributes and becomes stronger. So all of these refugee fairies were like under this underground cavern hiding from this rogue penis magma fairy who was trying to eat them. And they're like, oh no, but what if we all combine, like if we all mate together and if we could become one, we could defeat him and like save the earth and not cause problems. But you see, the problem is all of them basically have the maturity of high school teenagers and they don't know how to talk to each other. And they're having difficulty like talking about mating and commitment and partnership and becoming one with one another.
So you're making it like a high school after school special.
It was more like a dating sim, because the player characters had to match compatibility for all of these sprites or fairies.
Damn.
And make all of them mate together and then take the combinations of those and make them mate with another one that they're now compatible with and basically make this huge chain up until they get the big one and then defeat the enemy.
Wow.
And it was really fun because he had like there was a fairy of sheep, a fairy of lightning storms, a fairy of unlimited swords, a fairy of equine dildos,
Was there a fairy of limited swords?
No, there wasn't.
Oh.
There were 18 of them, and I wrote out all of them previously, and like
wow.
their quirks and things. And I was like, I literally
more effort than I put in.
Yeah, I made a dating sim for my characters to play in order to save the world, and it was really fun. Yeah,
cool. So
they succeeded.
So they succeeded, and they defeated the lava penis.
Yeah, there was actually a really fun one because there was a fairy of weed, a fairy of rivers, and a fairy of floating skulls.
Okay.
So they fused those. They mated like the first two. They convinced those three to have a threesome and all mate with each other to all fuse to become the what was it? It was like the fairy of the ferry of rivers of weed or floating weed rivers. So you had this ferry who was basically water bending rivers of what's the word? Cannabis, and just like in the air.
Pot.
Yeah,
dope,
pot, dope.
what have you.
Marijuana. Yeah.
Yes.
I think they fused that one with the Fairy of Purple or something. They ended up with the last one they ended up with was the Fairy of Enlightenment, because they fused a couple to create the Fairy of Civilization and the Fairy of Consciousness, and it was fun.
Interesting. That sounds really cool. Suddenly your mic isn't working again.
Motherfucker.
No, now it works.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what you keep doing, but don't keep doing it.
The mic is shy.
I think you just keep flipping it around too much, and it's upsetting the weird configuration in the cord that you've taken down.
I apologize. Did you play D&D this week?
No, because Adassa is in Seattle right now.
Hi,
actually,
Adassa.
she's just coming back. She's been texting me a little bit, and Natalie was busy doing her thesis.
Is she done with that?
Kind of, not really.
Okay.
Her due date is like Wednesday.
Yeah.
But she's really thinking that it's going to be pushed back until like another week or two so she can have some time to actually edit it.
Does she have a first draft finished?
Barely, I think. Yeah.
That sounds shitty. Like a terrible situation to be in.
She's been doing, like, for the past 2 or 3 days, she's been doing, like, 11 or 12-hour days, just, like, up until 2 or 3 a.m. at 24-hour coffee shops, just, like, writing. So, that...
Hey, whatever works for her.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
intense.
that is totally not the way I wanted to do my honors thesis, and totally not the way... Like, I would be so fucking stressed and burned out if I did my work that way, but, like, I don't know, yeah. I've been looking at apartments, too, for, after graduation, so that's fun.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
I mean, you don't really need to just yet. It doesn't, it's not super, I mean, we're pretty early for looking into that sort of stuff anyway.
Yeah, well, see, the thing is, Kevin, you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's also true.
I was actually talking to Josh today, and
Yeah.
I think he's moving in with his girlfriend somewhere in Portland, and that's super cool. So we'll have them around too if you want to say hi. Everyone's staying in Portland, god damn it. Ah,
well, not
it's
everyone.
very sad. Yeah, he was going
Natalie
back to Seattle. Me, Aaron, and Lee.
Natalie and Aaron are going to Chicago.
Natalie and Eric, yeah. Well,
Eric,
whatever. That doesn't count because they'll be going across the country and we'll never see them again.
Yeah, that's probably very true. Hey, I wanted to ask you.
I'm always open to questions, Kevin.
In your whole life, what is like?
Yes.
What is the quote? It doesn't have to be like a movie quote or just. What is a sentence or a phrase that someone said to you that has always like stuck with you and been really meaningful?
Danny Sexbang told me about the fuck it principle. Just when shit gets down, just look into yourself and say, fuck it.
Is that really what you're going to say is your most meaningful quote?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, okay.
Because when I'm like down, I'm just like, fuck it. And I feel better.
I thought there was going to be more of a story there.
Well, no, because it's like I don't know, like I can't paraphrase it because he's one of the guys. Danny Sexbang has a band on YouTube called Ninja Sex Party, which is a comedy band that I love. He's also one of the singers on Starbomb, and he's on Game Grumps, and some of like just I don't know, like somehow verbalizing that actually does kind of take the edge off things. Like if you just tell yourself out loud, fuck it. Like everything does kind of get a little like easier, and you can take it like I don't know. It reminds me to take myself less seriously, and to calm down a bit and just like be at peace with existing in the moment, and that usually clears my head enough to deal with what's actually bothering me.
Yeah.
Like if you want like a more like I don't know other complicated quotes, I guess that one really is actually meaningful if it is legit the first thing that came to mind because I was like, yeah, that is important.
No, I mean I would like. I think that's actually a really good example. I was just looking for something meaningful that, yeah, I mean, I guess it is. Yeah, exactly. The first thing that came to mind, something that you keep thinking about or keep referring back to, or stuff like that. Yeah,
it kind of wraps up everything, because like people have told me throughout my life, like, follow your bliss and follow your passion, and like that's been meaningful too. But fuck it, just kind of has all of that wrapped up into it already. So it's just like,
yeah.
Because what it means, it's like when I tell myself that, I remember like, no, I don't have to deal with like bureaucratic bullshit my entire life. Yes, it doesn't entirely matter. Like, sure, I might not have the perfect job, but I know what I like doing, so at least I'll be happy, and that's what matters, right?
Right.
So yeah, fuck it. Like, it's useful. It's the fuck it principle. And I think one of Danny Sexbang, I think, mentioned that he got it from one of his improv teachers in college or something. So yeah,
I like that.
It's cool.
It's very cool. Mine. Wait, you looked like you were about to say something.
I was gonna say, if you want something more like that isn't just a swear word, then I don't know. I have a lot of anime quotes, but those I kind of use sarcastically and not entirely genuinely.
Yeah. No, mine is well, I guess I have two. I mean, one, I can't like attribute this to one person in specific or anything, but it's just the concept of choose your battles. Don't fight about everything. Know when it's okay to just like give in and be like, yeah, fuck it, that's okay. Like, choose your battles. Don't be an asshole about it.
So what you're saying is fuck it.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, no, see, and like as you were saying, fuck it, I was like, oh, choose your battles, okay.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's universal.
Yeah, no, see, that's the sort of thing. And I mean, the other one is a little bit more specific than that. My dad and I were like taking a walk. I think it was the summer between high school and college. And, around that time I was kind of pretty depressed and going through some shit. And like, we never really talked that specifically about what exactly it was or what it felt like. But I remember we were talking about, the idea of living up to your full potential and how I was always afraid about that. And like, I don't know what my full potential is. That sounds intimidating, shit like that.
The pressures of American exceptionalism.
And my dad was like, you don't have to live up to your full potential. That's bullshit. You don't live up to your full potential. Do what makes you happy. Like, don't worry about your potential. Just do what you like. And I was like, that's really cool. No one ever says that. Like, literally,
yeah.
I've had so many like teachers and like, adult figures who think they're influential on my life be like, follow your dreams, pursue your passion, you can do anything, live up to your full potential, try hard every day, make the best of every day. All of those fucking quotes that are just so overused and drilled in, and I think are often kind of misused. And I mean, on one hand, I just found it so refreshing to hear someone say, nah, don't do that. Don't worry about that. It's not about that. And on the other hand, like, or I guess not on the other hand, but just like the other part about it is that it was such a genuine, like, thing. Like, I can tell my dad has definitely put a lot of thought into that specific thing and like internalized that. And that's, he doesn't really talk very much about like his struggles and the deep, meaningful, impactful things on his life. But I can definitely tell that stems from a place of deep introspection and impact on him, which is just also a really cool thing.
Maybe he did what I did and saw it in a Japanese cartoon.
I mean, he did live in Japan for like 4.5 years.
I need to go up to Dave Ryan and be like, hey Dave Ryan, did you ever watch any anime while you were in Japan?
Probably not, honestly.
Damn it.
Because it was, I mean, for one thing, it was like Okinawa, so not Japan.
That's a whole, that's complicated, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
I actually had a similar kind of, I had a daddy experience that was kind of like that, but also like, I think I sent like, there was one time in high school, like sophomore or junior year, when I was trying to verbalize to my dad, like, how I felt about the world and my struggles and the kind of day-to-day thought processes that I lived in. And I couldn't really do it. But that night I found an article online that actually summed it up really excellently. So I sent it to him, and it was basically about the pressures of responsibility, of kind of stewardship towards the planet and towards the future and sustainable living in such a way that human beings can continue to exist in this universe. And that shit got me real down when I was younger. I had quite a few emotional outbursty meltdown type things over the fact that I couldn't save the world on my own. And there's a lot of crying in that. But he sent me back this 10-page essay about why I shouldn't feel bad about that and why it was, I don't really remember what it said. It was how it's a cyclical thing and everything, just keep doing what you're doing and it'll be fine. And that stuck with me quite a bit because a lot of, I don't know, the fact that I care is in and of itself actually kind of helping a little bit. I'm not a scientist. I'm not really, really smart. I can't go out there and make some super bacteria thing that solves climate change, global warming. But I can write decently compelling stories that raise awareness about it and help people think of things in new ways and do art that does that too. And that's what I want to do, and that's what I'm good at. So it's there is, just by existing and knowing, you kind of, and being sensitive to stuff like that, it's it helps. And that's cool. I mean, I'm sure there's a very empirical way of saying, retorting exactly what I'm saying, but holding on to advice like that is kind of how I exist. So it's yeah.
Yeah.
Also don't believe in yourself, believe in me who believes in you. That's a good quote.
I like that. Well, I think it's about time.
Really? Is it about time?
Yeah, no, it's about an hour. We're at about the hour mark.
It's about that time, my chap. Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm also pretty fucking tired and gonna go home and just crash.
You gonna play some more City Skylines?
Probably either that or watch some Vikings or one of the dozen other. I'm watching so many goddamn TV shows right now. It's insane. I'm watching The Fall, which is really good. It's got Gillian Anderson in it. Oh! I'm watching Vikings and The Sopranos, and there's a new season of Archer and a new season of Louie, and yeah, just a ton of stuff. So
I don't want to watch more TV. So that's what that kind of TV stress buildup is exactly what I'm attempting to avoid in my life.
Oh,
right
it's
now.
not a stress buildup for me or anything. It's just wow, I have so much to watch, and I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of this.
I think I need to find better TV shows because I always just get stressed out thinking about how much TV I have to watch.
Oh God, yeah. No, I mean, I think part of it is because Adassa and I always basically since the start of us dating, we've always had a TV show that we would watch together, and that was always Parks and Rec. We watched all of Parks and Rec together, and it's 7 seasons and 100 odd episodes.
That's the one with not Nathan Fillion in it, right?
What?
Chris Pratt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we just finished all of it. All of it. There is and ever will be. So we're searching around for a new show, and since she picked Parks and Rec, it's kind of my turn to pick.
Watch The Wire.
No, I've already seen The Wire, which I really enjoy, but that's not really the sort of thing that we would watch together, I don't think.
How about Breaking Bad?
She's already seen Breaking Bad too. She hasn't seen Star Wars, strangely.
The fuck?
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna fix that at some point too.
If you want to borrow the original theatrical release DVDs, I have all of them.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm
4, 5, and 6 anyway. I don't touch the later stuff.
Well, yeah, no, of course, obviously, but yeah, no, I might do that at some point.
Totally borrow them if you want.
I think what we might start watching next, what I'm going to suggest and try her out on is have you heard of Louie, the TV show?
Yeah, you explained it to me in the car the other night.
Yeah, it's
about Louis C.K.
Yeah, it's just a TV show about Louis C.K. and like it's really good. But yeah, we're going to start watching that. So
cool.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for listening tonight. We'll see you back next week with more What the Hell Did You Expect? We might try to have Lydia on as a guest host.
If she's not sick.
Yeah. But until then, this has been What the Hell Did You Expect? And we will see you again very soon.
Next week, 8 p.m. Clink!